A standard Walt Disney World family vacation in 2026 demands thousands of dollars before you ever step foot inside a theme park. But there is a well-hidden loophole located entirely inside the Disney bubble, and it costs roughly $60 a night. It's called Fort Wilderness. It is 750 acres of original, historic Disney property, tucked away in the pine forests right along Bay Lake. This chart compares the raw numbers. On the left is a 7-night deluxe resort stay. On the right is 7 nights at the Fort Wilderness Campground. The delta right there is over $3,500 for a family of 4. To get that rate, you are trading the convenience of a traditional hotel. There is no bellhop, no daily housekeeping, and no lobby. You are managing your own logistics and, depending on the tier, bringing your own gear. The financial savings here are incredibly real. But the success of the trip depends entirely on whether your family can handle the specific physical inputs this property requires. Fort Wilderness is not a one-size-fits-all property. You have to select a very specific gear-to-comfort ratio. This decision tree breaks down the 4 lodging tiers. At the bottom of this branch is the tent or pop-up site for about $60 a night. You provide the shelter, and you share the communal comfort stations for showers and restrooms. The middle branches are the full hookup and preferred tiers. These accommodate RVs and price out slightly higher, placing you closer to the marina and the primary transit hubs. Then there is the top tier, the wilderness cabins, averaging around $385 a night. These are built for people who want the outdoor atmosphere without actually camping. You get full air conditioning, a complete kitchen, and the capacity to sleep up to 6 guests. If you are traveling with a larger group, paying $385 for a single cabin is still a massive strategic advantage over booking 2 separate rooms at a Disney Value resort. Pick the wrong tier, though, and the savings won't matter. Putting the family that hates the Florida heat into a pop-up tent will ruin the vacation by day 2. The room rate is only half the equation. The dining options are where Fort Wilderness becomes a true budget superstar. This line graph maps out 2 different approaches to feeding a family over 7 days. The top line tracks guests eating entirely in the parks. The bottom line tracks the Fort Wilderness grocery strategy, where you order supplies directly to your campsite to cook your own breakfasts and lunches. Look at the gap on day 7. That is up to $400 in savings. You are directly trading your time spent cooking and washing dishes for hundreds of dollars in retained cash. Then we look at movement. Fort Wilderness provides free boat transportation straight across Bay Lake to the gates of Magic Kingdom. That gives you the exact same nautical park access as a guest paying $700 a night at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. The drawback is how you reach that boat. The property is sprawling, which forces you to use an internal, slower-moving bus system just to get from your campsite to the marina. If you don't account for the 20 minutes it takes to navigate those internal loops, you will miss rope drop entirely. First-timers miss this detail constantly. Preparing your own meals and managing a multi-step morning commute are the tangible, physical inputs that actually pay for your discounted room rate. The upside of navigating this property is the incredible isolation. You have access to the Chippendale Campfire Sing-Along, which is an entirely free event with character interactions that rival expensive dining packages. You are also steps away from the Hoop-de-Doo Musical Review, a beloved dinner show that requires booking right at the 60-day mark because it sells out almost instantly. That to enjoy any of those amenities, you have to avoid the #1 mistake guests make, trying to walk everywhere to save money. 750 acres is massive. Walking from a deep loop to the trading post will burn your family's energy reserves before you even scan into a theme park. This map shows the internal transit loops. The distances are huge. Renting a golf cart saves you miles of walking every single day. Do not treat the cart as an optional luxury. Treat it as a non-negotiable line item. You apply that same logic to your food. Buy and schedule your grocery delivery before you arrive, protecting your premium vacation hours from being wasted in an off-site supermarket aisle. A highly effective budgeter knows exactly when to spend money on a golf cart and grocery delivery, so they can comfortably afford to save thousands on the room. If you require a seamless lobby-to-gate vacation where someone else manages the cooking, the cleaning, and the transport, you should avoid Fort Wilderness. But look at the right side of this scorecard. If you are an optimizer who values outdoor space and nature over standard hotel amenities, This is your perfect match. Sleeping in a pop-up camper or a cabin here is a calculated, strategic maneuver that allows you to stay fully immersed inside the Disney bubble for a fraction of the cost. The magic of a Disney vacation doesn't come from an expensive hotel lobby. It comes from the careful planning that lets you afford the trip in the first place. Because a trip like this relies so heavily on logistics, you need a precise line-item budget to ensure the math actually works in your favor. That is the exact perspective we offer at My Disney Brain. Built directly for this kind of planning, the Disney Budget Master Workbook lets you calculate the exact costs and trade-offs for your family's unique scenario. It is available right now for $27 at mydisneybrain.com. Subscribe to the channel for more weekly Walt Disney World strategies, and I'll see you in the parks.